As the UK continues to accelerate towards an electric future, the role of EV charging infrastructure has never been more important. However, with more and more charging stations popping up all over the country, the focus has now shifted from getting as many in the ground as possible to making them safe and accessible. So I'm here today in Brackley to see Osprey's new charging hub, which is designed specifically for safety and accessibility. I spoke to Ian Johnston, the CEO of Osprey Charging, to find out why it was one of the first charging network operators to open an accessible charging hub and if this will be a turning point for the industry.
I think so. The site is significant for a number of reasons. Firstly, before we get to accessibility, this has been a site we've had live with Marston's for a number of years. It's got two 50 kilowatt chargers over there. So to take a site from being a two charger site into a large charging hub is a real step up in our relationship with Marston's. We're building 7 of these today. There's many more of these to come across the UK, from Loch Lomond into North Wales. So this is really now our relationship with Marston's stepping up to meet the demand for public charging that there is in the UK. So that's the first thing that's exciting. From an accessibility perspective, we've always had a core purpose really to be the most open network we can be, and accessibility of course is integral to that. You can't deliver a site like this with great accessibility without the buy-in from your host, because it does require more space and a lot more flexibility within the site. So again, this is a design we're rolling out on all of our hubs now, but indeed we're taking these elements into our smaller compact sites too. It's going to be a lot more of this. We've got, this is the first of 3 hubs we're launching in the next 10 days. I think we've got another 19 in construction today. So the plan is that the network, which is around 320 chargers today, we hope to be around 650 by year end, and then by 1200 end of next year. So we just keep doubling the size of the network, more and more hubs, and continue to improve the experience that drivers are having in the UK to help that transition to electric vehicles. That's the plan, and that's what we're going to do.
Osprey Charging has become the first charge point operator to sign up to ChargeSafe, a public charging endorsement body that independently inspects and rates EV charging locations. ChargeSafe is on a mission to inspect and assess all of the UK's charging locations based on a 63-point checklist for safety and accessibility, with ratings out of 5 made publicly available. I spoke to Kate Tyrrell, the founder and CEO of ChargeSafe, to find out what makes an EV charger truly safe and accessible.
So first we're going to look at the safety of the environment. So what we're looking for here is security cameras, which we've got on both of these lamp posts over here that are covering the chargers. We also look for lighting. We look for the chargers to be easily identifiable upon entering the car park, or with clear signage as to where they are. Now as you drive through towards the Paisley pair, they are clear. You can clearly see these are the charge points. They look like massive aliens. They've got the big old spring-loaded arms coming out of the top of them. So that's on the environment. For facilities, we're looking for the facilities to be close by. So here you've got the Paisley pair right over there. You also have a drive-through coffee place over there. We can't name them, but they are there. So you've got 2 different facilities from this site, which is great because it means, in the worst sense of things, if I screamed, somebody should hopefully hear me, as awful as that sounds. So that's facilities for safety. Then you've got functionality for safety. So is it simple to pay for your charge? Is it simple to plug in and to get away? So accessibility for the environmental factors, we are looking at the charge point design. So how wide are the parking bays? So here what they've actually done is your standard size is 2.4 metres. We are saying you need 1.2 metres between the parking bays to make them accessible. Osprey have been a bit extra. They've actually given us 1.6 metres between the parking bays, which is amazing. So it just means that you can definitely get down the side of the vehicle to the charge point to plug in with ease. And what they've done is, by top and tailing these chargers here, they've made it so that you can access the charge point whether you reverse in or drive into the parking bay. And also they are diagonally placed. So here, it just means that I can access this much easier than I could if it was facing the front or facing the back. So it's just those small little bits of attention to detail that really help things along here. Environmental factors as well. These are as close to road level access as you're going to be able to get with the bollards in front of them, so there's no chunky curb to have to try and climb up in order to get to the charge point. It's clearly uniformed, so you can see which are the marked bays to park in, and which is the area to be able to get out of the vehicle and to travel around the charge point units. Facilities we are looking for support or assistance to be able to come out and help somebody plugging in if they're unable to leave their vehicle. At this site currently, that's not a facility that's available, but it would be the thing that would make it an absolute 5-star site. So it's worth mentioning for that purpose. Also, any nearby facilities must be accessible. So that's something else we look at. And then on the functionality side of things, it's the actual charge point itself. So is there cable management systems in place that are going to make that weight less of a burden to the person using it? They're going to be able to take the plug out of the socket nice and easily and plug in. Can they access the screen or the components, so the buttons, in order to make the charge point start working? That's what we're looking for here: functionality, facilities and environment.
As ChargeSafe continues its mission to inspect and assess charging points all over the country, you could be seeing charging hubs like this, which place safety and accessibility right at the very top of the list of priorities, coming to you very soon.